To go.
Okay. All right, ladies. Hello. Thank you so much. I am so excited to pour into you guys. And I have so much that I want to say, but I know your time is precious and I don't want to take up too much time. So forgive me if I bounce all over the place. But when I stepped up to do this training, I really, you know, reflected on what I wanted to share. And because everybody's story is different. And I ranked up in the company really, really fast. And I was so lucky and blessed to do that. But not everybody has that same story. And people only see the highlight reel. Even though we have our chats behind the scenes, nobody really sees like the things that you go through on the back end to work to get there. And so I kind of want to share a little bit about that. And really, that my success was a manifestation of the people that I surrounded myself with speaking life. There's so much power in speaking negative and positive into your situation. And when I hit 4K within the first month, and then the very next month, it looked like I was on the way to 12K. I thought, I'm I'm not going to go 12K. And my sister was like, stop saying that. Yes, you are. You're going 12K. And I really thought like, wow, she was so instrumental in that manifestation and that shift in my mindset of that resistance. Because impossible, when you think of manifesting the impossible, impossible is such a subjective term, right? So we have the power to change what is subjective. So instead of thinking I'm not going to get there, I'm like, what am I going to do to get there? And sorry, I'm going to my notes. So it's about extending yourself beyond where you currently are. And if we're not bold enough to imagine the impossible being possible, it's just going to stay exactly that, impossible. So I had a lot of resistance within myself when I started, like doubting myself, had no experience. I was brought into this group of women who appeared to have it all together, and my social media was a hot mess. I was a hot mess. My lives were crap. I stuttered, and I just thought, I can't measure up to this. And so I had to have that shift in my mindset. And the reality of it is that I started, when I hit 12K, I was in a bonus period. And so I had this bonus that I had just hit and it was going to pay out the very next month, but I had to get $400 in new enrollments, new volume every single month. And the very next month after I went 12K, my entire team fell apart. I had people in my downline leave, and I had to like reinvent myself, if you will. And it's not easy. So when you see someone rank up really quickly, don't think like, oh my gosh, they're so lucky, or they had it handed to them, or this. No, behind the scenes, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. And it's not just your rank, your 12K leader. When you sign that, when you click that promoter button, you're a leader. So you have to, so the big shift for me was, okay, this is my business. This is blessing my family. I'm going to stop treating it like this thing that I just walked into and maybe I'll be good at it. I'm going to start really living that lifestyle and really living that brand. Things really started clicking for me when I began to take risks. Committed to being the boss of my own brand. Lavelle, obviously Thrive, it is the brand that we promote, but they really give us the power to make it our own. And so I really started getting intentional with my IPAs. You hear that a lot. We talk about it a lot. We have the 54321 chat. It was so on fire, and we kind of got a little complacent, but it's there and the tools are there. And I know that I do it every single day, but I started to get really intentional with how I made those reach outs. So instead of going on social media and just scrolling through all of the bad stuff that you see, I'm like, this is my business. So I mute and filter out what I want to see. And I'm intentionally looking for people that are tired, people that are trying to lose weight, people that are reaching for something that they don't even know is out there. And so I know that we charge for our mini experiences, and that's great. I always typically at the beginning of the month when I restock, I'll put it out there in my stories that I'm charging. But I tell myself every single month, I evaluate my my inventory just like you would if you had a restaurant. You evaluate what you have, and you go to a Mexican restaurant, you get the chips and salsa for free. I pick someone that I'm going to get in their inbox after I've been building that relationship, because I've been seeing that they're tired, and I'm like, hey, you need this. You need to thrive. What's your address? I'm going to send you a mini experience. Things started shifting when I started taking those risks. And I know that not everybody feels like they're in a position to do this, but what if one mini experience turned into that you gave away, that you gifted to someone, turned into your next VIP 800, your next 4K? And that's exactly what happened with the mini that I gave away last month. She is my newest promoter, had almost $2,000 in volume the first 30 days. She hit her VIPs, and it's really about being intentional and taking those risks. And Sarah is actually she's my husband's best friend's wife, but she is also one of my dearest friends. She was a hairstylist turned stay-at-home mom after her third baby, and she was already part of a other company completely different than what we have going on here. And she was tired. She was looking to lose weight. And I knew that she would love these products, but she was so committed to this other company, and I was not trying to poach her. God really had put it on my heart and told me that she was going to be on my team. So I was like, okay, God. So we went to this, to one of her kids' birthday parties, and I brought a mini experience for her. And I said, here, you need to take this. Message me, the day before you take it so I can give you some instructions. So Sarah loved the product. She started seeing results right away. She was my customer for a month, and then she thought, I really think I'm ready to try the business side. So I'm going to have Sarah mute herself in a minute, because Sarah didn't have the same experience as me. She came in, she was trained network marketing from another company, so she really didn't have the tools that we did. She's very busy, so I don't know how much she immersed herself in the training right away, or if she had a hard time shifting between how to go from that to how we do it here. But Sarah missed her VIPs, and she was one promoter away from VIP 800, and I know that she was really discouraged, but she never gave up. And I'm going to have you unmute yourself, Sarah, and kind of talk about that. Talk about, when you first started and missing your VIPs, and how you persevered through that.
Hi. So I'm really nervous. I'm so sorry. And I do stutter when I get nervous. So excuse me if I start stuttering. And of course, right when you were saying you're going to unmute me, my daughter comes to the door and starts knocking on the door. So I missed what you said. I did miss my VIPs. It was hard because I was leaning more heavily on my family to try to see if they could, join my team, even if they weren't necessarily willing to be a promoter, just to buy that pack to see the shift, just so I could, I tried really hard. I did miss it. Sometimes family, I realize, is the hardest. So I did miss my VIP, but Mandy, she was so great at coaching me through, don't be discouraged. You're not out of this just because you didn't make the VIPs. So because of that, and I think just the training on myself and not letting self-doubt creep in, because I know that's the devil's playground when you let negativity slide in. So I didn't let it slide in, and I was able to just keep going and just kept showing up. I did watch the trainings right off the bat, and they were totally different than that network marketing that I was in prior.
And I love that so much. I love that you said that negativity is the devil's playground, because you'll hear that over and over consistently with the trainings that we have, that like it's all about that mindset and showing up. So you joined my team and I think September, you were my customer September, and then I think you went promoter in October, and then in June you went 4K, and actually in May you were so close to 4K. And I said, you're going 4K next month. And I think you kind of were like, I don't know. But you said that you never stopped showing up, and kind of talk about what showing up looks like, and how you showed up every day, and just really showing your weight loss journey and your positivity. Kind of talk about the things that you do on a day-to-day when you say showing up.
Okay, so when I first started, with the trainings about and seeing Mandy specifically showing her 3 steps every morning, so that was really comfortable. Like, that was easy because you didn't really have to be on camera. So I just started there. I would show up with my 3 steps every day. Really repetitive. Got it out of my mindset of, okay, I'm annoying. If I'm annoying, oh well. Did that, and then once I started seeing the results in my body, then I started, I know I screenshot one of the breakdowns of Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever, the whole week, and what to do that day. So it kind of really organized me, because I don't have a lot of time on my hands, because I do have a teenager who gives me a run for my money. She's great, but sometimes it's really hard having a teenage girl. And then I have two younger kids, so a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old boy, and he is a tornado. So having the organization there so that I know what I'm showing up for that day, and I can pre-plan, game plan, that definitely was something that helped me know where I was going, and just making sure it was daily.
Yeah, I love that. And like you said, just the organization and kind of the pre-planning of it, and it's intentional, right? Though you know exactly what you're going to do, when you're going to do it. Kind of going back to what I do with that 1 or 2 people a month that I pick, that I'm going to gift a mini experience to. It's very intentional. And because I treat my social media now more like my business, and not necessarily my outlook or my outlet, or what I'm doing to just scroll, it kind of actually has allowed me to put the phone down. You know what I mean? I get to control what I see, who I want to interact with, and I get my IPAs in, and I catch up with people, and then I'm done for the day. So you hit 4K in June, and then midway through July, I was looking at everybody's volume, and I'm like, holy smokes, she's gonna go 12K. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is just incredible. And I had already been signed on for the training. And I was like, you're going to do this training with me. You're going to talk about this, because your story is so powerful. Because so many times people that are newer on the team, and not just in my downline, but even just people that I'm interacting with, they're like, oh my gosh, but it's so easy. You've been 12K for this long, or you hit all your stuff and you did that. And I'm like, no, you don't see, like, there's people that have been on my team that have been riding this out since September, October, you know what I mean? Barely scraping, thriving for free, to going 12K. And that is huge. And I'm so proud of you. And kind of talk about what happened when you started building your own team.
So just like you were saying, Mandy, where you had to really step out. So I really stepped out. I really gave it to God, and I made this my business. I said, okay, well, with the paychecks that I've been given from Lavelle, and I was also working part-time for my husband's company, and I was just saving the money. I decided that I would use that. I would use that as leverage. I asked Shay if I could borrow the template for the promoters, and I saved my money, personal money, and so I could sponsor 1 or 2 promoters, either on the VIP. Or on the VIP pack, or I don't know, the 2 business packs, the $400 or the $800 business packs. So in July, I posted those. And I had one girl, and she was definitely standoffish about it. And I was like, no, you need to try this. So I gave away a mini experience. But she went and she tried it, and she was in love. She was in love. I think she signed up as a customer, and I think 2 weeks in, she clicked the promoter button. So having those people, and I was like, well, you hit the promoter button, I still have that. So I invested that back in my business. I thought of it as an investment. So I had 2 people in July sign up as promoters, using that money that I put aside to help leverage my business so that I could keep going. And I think that is where things have definitely shifted, is the mindset of, this is my business. I'm going to save money so that I can put it back into my business by gifting it to someone who I know is going to run for this business, because they are on the same journey as I am. They want to try products so that they can be healthier, so they can lose weight, or, keep up with their kids, or whatever they want. So I've just really that shift of in putting it back into the business that way.
I love that so much. And it's so true. I think that a lot of times we come in to this tribe and we see everybody else, and we kind of do this comparison thing, and we get wrapped up in what someone else did, or just whatever it may be. We just get caught in that comparison trap, and we forget that, hey, I clicked promoter because I believe in this product. Like, this is my business, you know what I mean? And I think that when you start fostering it like your business, how blessed are we to now this month you're getting the auto bonus, you know what I mean? Where if people go and open up a restaurant, and it takes years to see profit, you know what I mean? So Sarah, thank you so much for pouring into the team. I thought your story was so powerful, and it's just getting started, and as well as everybody on your team. And thank you, everybody. That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mandy.
Wait, we're gonna sing the hoops. Don't get off yet, guys. We're gonna sing.
Okay.
Everyone unmute.
Okay, who's Cameron?
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kristen. Happy birthday to you. We love you guys. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you.